Hello, this is Yo Sensei. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to create a 2D floor plan from a 3D model on Rhino. We will use Clip in Plane tool and make 2D command to produce line drawings of a room. It's a PC lab that we normally have the class at, but we are not able to be in the classroom. So this gives you a sneak preview of how it looks like to be back at school. So the room is about this big, and there is a teacher station where I sit, and these are the PCs that are there. And then there is a whiteboard, and then there is a projector screen that comes down, and there is a projector. So this is what the room looks like. So to understand how big this room is, the first thing that you want to do is to go to the top view and then go to dimensions and annotation styles and find the annotation styles bar. On Windows, you can just type options and then find annotation styles and dimension. So what we want to do is we would like to find a new dimension units, and that's foot-inch architectural. So you can find foot-inch architectural and activate that. Okay. So with that, you will be able to run dimension tool from one corner to the other corner. So that's 30 feet, and the length is 24 feet. So this space is about 720 square feet. Okay, so that's how you find out how big the space is. So now we are going to talk about layers, and so right now these layers are organized in a way that white layer is the walls, floor tiles, glass, seat, metal, people, default. So right now this layer is organized by the materials. Okay, let's talk about layers for drawings. So drawings will use specific layers depending on the line weights, and so in Rhino the lines are represented as 1 pixel, and which doesn't have any substances or thickness. So the line weights that you will show on the display window of Rhino is not going to have any thickness. So you have to really identify each layer using the color that's assigned to layer, and that's going to tell us how to differentiate the line weights. So you kind of have to do the translation inside of your head. So the first thing that you can do is to create a new layer. And then if it's a 0.5 millimeter, you can call it 0.5 mm. So, and then this is the name of the layer. This is what's current layer. This is show and hide and lock. But this square is a display color. So what this means is that we would like to assign each color for these layers. So I'm just gonna make the 0.5 millimeter to be shown as red. Okay, so that's display color. Next one, circle, is material. In this case, we're not rendering, so it doesn't matter. Next one is line type. So if it's continuous, border, center, dash, dot, it has different functions. But in this case, it's going to be continuous color. Next thing is this diamond shape is print color. So what that means is that this is, it should, typically floor plans are all black and white, or sometimes you have some gray. So black is fine. And then the last thing is print width. And so in this case, we are going with 0.5 millimeter. So hairline is a thinnest 0.13, 0.25, 0.35, 0.5. This is typically what we normally use. So this is, so you are going to create set up layers one by one. So for example, you do 0.25 layer, and then click on blue. I use blue for this, and then continuous line, and then black print color, and finally the line weight is 0.25. So you keep doing this for all the layers. However, if you have to do this every time, it's kind of annoying. So there is a template for it. So in the file, in the folder for tutorial file, there will be a 2D drawing template file that is attached. So what this thing does is that this is going to create all of the layers and the dimension styles and line weights for you, and this is super useful. So what we have here is these series of lines, and then there is 2D drawing template layers. Okay, so in this layer, what we have is a hatch layer, which is hatching inside of the wall, and its display color is gray, and then it's continuous, but the print color is gray. Okay, dim is for dimensions, and then this one, line 808, means this one is the lightest line, so hairline, and then line B dot is the line that is a little bit lighter, so sometimes you use this for dotted line or hidden line. Line 313, this is 0.13 black. Line D 0.13 dot is dotted line, and then line E25 is 0.25. Line F35 is 0.35 black diamond. Line G dash 5 is 0.5, and line G is typically what we use most of the time. This is for the section cut. Line 0.8 millimeter is a little bit too thick. So this is what we're gonna do. So you can just import the template and then use this. Okay, so that's the template. So the next step is we are going to run the clipping plane tool to. You could delete all these little things, and then layer will still remain. So that's good. So we are going to run clipping plane tools to cut into this building. So you can run type clipping plane. Okay, clipping plane. And then on top view, you can just specify first corner of clipping plane and second corner of clipping plane. And then it doesn't really do anything. So what you need to do then is click on clipping plane, and then go into the property of clipping plane. Okay, this is clipping plane property. And then for you, the clipping plane is only active on the top view right now. So you can activate it for the perspective view also. So you have to activate clipping, which view clipping plane is cutting through. Okay, so in this case, what we have is that we are cutting through this room, and typically the convention is around 4 feet from the ground, and it actually varies. So in this case, we would like to cut through this window. This window and this window, they don't actually overlap, so we have to pick one side. So this is pretty good height for this. It's around human eye, and then it cuts through the most of it. So that is good. So and then sometimes clipping plane can rotate and then becomes a section, or it's flipped so that it doesn't show. So the direction of the clipping plane is also very important. So now we have set up clipping plane to a pretty good point. Okay, so now you're going to run make 2D command. Okay, so you can select everything from right to left and type make 2D command. You have to be on the top view needs to be active like this as it turns blue, and then make 2D command. And then the options for make 2D is first we are doing in top view, projection is view, and object properties needs to be on by output layers, because we would like to change the line weights based on output layer. Tangent edges, you can turn it on. It's going to show this kind of edges. And hidden lines, let's turn it off because we don't want to see the hidden lines. Scene silhouettes, this time we don't use. Clipping plane intersections, we need it for the plan. Billboard rectangle, not really. Group output, no. Register with previous, that's fine. Layer name make 2D, and hit apply. And Rhino is going to take some time to think about how to do it, and it'll take some time. So it's going to draw the 2D drawings on the top view. But sometimes Rhino is going to draw the 2D drawing right on top of your 3D model. And so that's very annoying. So when that happens, do not deselect anything, but just move the resulting 2D drawing away from 3D model. Okay. If you deselect and you can't only select these ones, just redo the make 2D command and just move it out of the way, and it will give you a very cleaner working area. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to start looking at this these objects between perspective view and the 2D plan view. Okay, so first thing that we would like to do is to determine what is the cut line. So the cut line in this case is the line that is intersecting with the clipping plane, and then it's kind of shown in this red. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we will find that layer from make 2D sublayer and visible, and then there is a clipping plane. So you can just turn on clipping plane. So which is right on the in here also. So that's super useful. So what we're gonna do on the top view is that select these lines, and then right click on the layer G5, which is 0.5 millimeter, and move this object to this layer. So now we have the cut line that is on 0.5 millimeter layer. So another thing that we would like to do is we would like to cut, kind of create this kind of corner condition. This is concrete and this is concrete. So we would like to run trim command to kind of cut, connect all of the hollow points except for the windows. So we will select this and run trim. And then we will kind of connect all of these lines. Even the metals, you can just, it's kind of like a preferential thing, but I like to cut through all of the solid object except for windows and the doors that are, which operates. So I'm just gonna, cut through and trim these lines. And then if you can run join command and join all of the hollow lines. Okay, so we have this. So now what we can do is determine the next set of objects. So in this case, we can turn on the make 2D visible curves layer. And we have, all of the pieces here. So if you compare between this room and this room, what's the next thickest line is going to be what is closest from the clipping plane. So if we kind of look down, the computer monitors and the seats are kind of close to the top line, the clipping plane. So what we can do is we can just take all of the computer monitors except for the, and then put that into 0.25 layer. So you kind of have to look at your model and determine what is closer to your view. And then that is going to let you change the layer. So I'm going to use 0.25 layer, 0.25 layer, 25, okay, for the computer monitors. Okay, I actually mistakenly did these, so I'm gonna put it back. I think the keyboard should be on 0.13, the LC13. And if you think about what's the thinnest line in this room, would be, I think, the tiles, the lines on the tiles on the floor. So what you can do is I'm gonna take all of the tiles in from the floor and then move it to line A008. So these are the thinnest line. Okay. So now you can just right click and put it into layer. There is a super cool way to do it. So you can just type the hide the destination layer. Okay, turn it off, and then you can just keep selecting all these lines on the tiles, and when they are moved, they're hidden. So you can, this is kind of easy way to make it go. Okay, the floor tiles should go into line A08. Okay, so all the floor tiles are hidden. I think I'm just going to change the chairs to be 0.13. So what we are trying to do is to give the illusion of 3 dimensions by changing the line weights. And again, it's actually easier to just turn off the destination layers, and so that you can just deal with what you see. So I'm just going to change the tables to be 0.25 and the keyboard as they look relatively higher. And these boxes are desktop computers, so I'm just going to change it to 0.13, like the chairs. Okay, I'll even hide this. So put all of these. Put all of these into 0.25 layer, and I can put all of the computer stuff into 0.25 layer. Okay, 0.13, I guess. Yeah. Okay, these are supposed to be on the 0.13 layer. Sorry, to be fussy. So 0.13. So, so we have this, and the next thing that we would like to look at is these stuff. These are the ledges on the whiteboard. So I think that's about the same height as the chairs. So we can change them to 0.13. 0.13. Okay, so couple of things. There is a line of the floor going into the middle, so you can run trim command and take out this line. Right here too, run trim command, trim, and then take out this line. Okay, so this one is looking good, and what this line is here at the window is that this line right here is the bottom of the window here. So at this point, so this one is above the computer monitor. So I think these will be 0.5. And then this is a window, and this stuff, this line next to this glass is also at this point at the bottom. So these should be 0.25. 0.25 line E. And the door. So this line should be on the floor, so I think I'm going to change it to 0.08. And that door should be open in swinging to this side. So typically, when you have some kind of like passage situation, you don't just construct this kind of boundary between them. So what you do is activate line G 0.5 layer and then draw a box on the door. And then run a rotate command. Run rotate command. And then from this corner to this corner is going to be 90 degrees. Okay, and then you can just delete this thing. And then the line inside of the door needs to be also deleted, so you can run trim command and then take out these lines. Now, I would like to draw a door opening as a kind of dotted line. So you can just run a arc command and then start from the corner and go to the other corner and just draw an arc. And then put this one into line B at dot layer. So this one is going to be the dotted line. So the next thing that I would like to do is this room actually has a projector. And projector right here. But it's not shown. But I think it would be nice to be able to show where this projector is. Okay, so what you can do is you can first turn on the select the clipping plane and go into the property of clipping plane where it says this intersecting mark, and then turn off for top view and perspective view. So there is no clipping plane. So now you can see the projector. So you can select one projector and then maybe select some kind of object next to it as a reference. This one is a pretty bad. I think maybe the door, location of the door would be nice. So select just a projector and the door, and then run make 2D command again. And that's going to give us the door and the projector. So what you can do is just only select the door and run move command by typing M, and then just click on where the door corner is, and just click on where this door corner is, and you can only move the projector, which is nice. So now we have the projector here. So we can, I don't think we need this mounting thing. So this projector, in theory, is not going to be visible in the plan, but it's above the cut line. So what you can do is select this projector and then move it to line B dot layer. So this one is going to be the dotted layer. And also this one has a cone of projection, so you can draw a line and then mirror. So this one can kind of show where the projector is shooting. Okay, and then you can also change this to line B08 dot. Okay, so the next thing that I would like to do is I would like to hatch inside of our wall. So I'm just going to activate hatch layer, and then hide everything but our cut line. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a hatch inside of our doors, the walls. Okay, and so this one actually is here. Okay, so select this. So what we can do is we are going to draw hatch inside of our doors walls. I don't think this line should be here because this one should be on the lighter layer. So I'm going to change it to 0 E layer. Okay. So I am going to select all of these and hatch. It does the job, but sometimes it misses a spots like inside of this. So what you can do is run hatch command, and then click on the boundary, run hatch command, and click on the inside of the boundary, and then select all of the curves, and then it will let you select inside of the boundary that you're trying to draw. And I guess we can draw on the windows too. So inside of this boundary, we have the hatch objects. And then at this point, just keep it solid. And then, this hatch command is going to let you print as gray line. So that's good. So we have something like this. This is really good. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw your name. Your name. Okay. And then right click, we'll change the layer. Oh, we are going to export this as PDF. So, but we are not using export command. We are going to use print command. Okay. And so first thing, it's going to show the dialog box. I'm going to talk about the Windows version later too. So first, show details, and you don't have to have any printer selected, but paper size, use tabloid, US tabloid, and that's a good enough size. And then output and scaling. So scale, you can just run 1/4 inch equals a foot, and that's going to fit in this way. And extents or viewport, window. If you click on window, you can just specify where this one is going to go. So that's pretty good. And then output should be vector, and then output color should be print color, and then scale is 1/4 inch. So now you can just go into PDF and save as PDF. Okay. And then okay, so we can take a look at that. So we have this drawing, and if we are to inspect this more, what you will find out is that this one has has pretty good line weights, but dotted lines are not showing. And then lines are a little bit too thick around the windows. So what we are going to do is we are going to go back to Rhino. And I think these lines around the windows are a little bit too thick. So I'm just gonna switch back to turn off other layer and turn off hats. And then let's just change all of these window frames. They're just looking too cluttered because the lines are a little bit too close to each other. So what you can do is select all of these, and then I will just change it to 1-3 layer. And then also for these dotted lines, the LB dot is the line is just shown a small dash, but it didn't work. So you can try dashed maybe. And then from here, you will do the same thing and then save as PDF. So you will keep, doing this kind of export, print as PDF, and then check the file process several times. And even I cannot get it right for the first shot. So just keep doing this. Okay. My dotted lines are not showing properly, but my windows are looking better. I can read the lines, but I forgot to turn back on the hatch layer. So I'm going to turn it back on. And for this layer, it's just reading super tiny. So let's see. Dotted line. It probably won't show. Hidden line. Yeah, so let's try hidden line and see how it's going to print. Room 100C. And then we will check. So it's looking good, and I think the dots are still not visible, but hat is there. So this is good enough for our drawing. So this will conclude our tutorial for how to make 2D drawing from 3D model. I hope this was helpful. Please use this for your project. Thank you.